Welcome to STEAM Spark Think STEAM Career Podcast. I am Dr. Ayo Olufade. Today, I would like to talk about AI, the future of education in Africa, and how do we, as Africans, sustain the revolution that is starting to take shape. According to UNESCO 2024, education in Africa is changing. The integration of AI and learning is reshaping the classroom and helping students reimagine their future. Countries like Rwanda, Kenya, and Ghana have revolutionized education by integration of AI and customized learning supported by their national policy. That is extremely encouraging. Across the continent, there are also signs students in a rural area are learning coding. Classrooms are using a virtual simulation to teach complex sciences. Personalized learning platforms are reaching more learners who not long ago do not have access. This is really encouraging and it must be lauded. But I would like to emphasize the need of continuous involvement of state leaders, collective leaders, such as parents, policymakers, cultural stewards, national leaders, to secure educational future worthy of African potential. Parents who are the first teachers, they must be supported. They must be empowered to cultivate a growth mindset at home, encouraging curiosity, resilience, and love for learning beyond just exams. Policymakers must move beyond short-term fixes and invest deeply in infrastructure, teacher development, equitable access to digital resources. We must realize that the promise of transformations that is taking place cannot be sustained, cannot be realized by a fragile foundation. There has to be a strong foundation. National leaders must also view education as the heartbeat of economical growth. It is important for national security. They have to view education as a core pillar for national strategy. Crucially, the involvement of chiefs, the king, the patriarch, who must champion education as a living extension of African heritage. They must remind our community that learning, storytelling, innovation, and cultural pride are African strength and foundation that must be preserved, amplified, and evolved over time. Transformation demands an ecosystem. This ecosystem involves the parents, policymakers, the national leaders, the chiefs, chieftains, kings, patriots to inspire. When we bring all these forces together, Africa's educational renaissance becomes unstoppable. Talking about leadership, I also want to bring to your attention that I have written a book, a children's book, as a way to expose our children to science early on. I believe that in order to lead as a parent, we cannot help but start early at home. Just like that saying say, charity begins at home. That is part of the reasons why I wrote Glucose Go to the Party to help expose children to terms such as glucose, insulin, and diabetes at an early age. I believe when we teach children as young as 3 about how their body works, and when we make science accessible and joyful, we are not only just teaching facts, but we're building the future doctors, the future biotechnologists, and innovators. Glucose Goes to the Party is more than a story, it is a movement to make science a part of every child's story, regardless of background. You can find this book in places like the Amazon or Barnes& Noble. Thank you for reflecting with me today. Remember, transformation is not automatic, it is intentional. Each of us has a role in building an Africa where every child can dream boldly and learn fearlessly. If today's discussion inspires you, share it with a parent, with a policymaker, with a community leaders. Start the conversation, raise the question, offer a hand. Let's rise to the challenge together. Stay inspired and committed. See you next time. Bye.